Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Gardner, your host today. I'm just talking a little bit about gardening. And I'm happy to be here. I am talking about getting your garden ready, and it's going to be a lot of hard work for me. If you've seen some of the videos that I have put up with lots and lots and lots of growth throughout the garden, mostly vines. And I'm just going to do it a little at a time because I just don't want to overtax myself. You can understand that. You can understand. There's a new record came out today by Tyrese. Some of you might know him, but I saw I thought it was an incredible album. I mean, well, excuse me. I thought it was an incredible situation. I said, "Whoa, wait a minute! My automatic downspout diverter for rain barrels. I bought a diverter yesterday for rain barrels, and mine was a um, rubber situation. If I could find it on here and get you to take a look at it, this diverter is relatively well inexpensive on on Amazon, but some of them try to sell it for as much as $44, and it's just a piece of rubber. And I saw it, and I finally got one. I ordered it yesterday, and it's done. It's on its way in the mail, and I'm happy about that. That I finally got that done. Diverter. If I could just find a picture of it, it's right here on Amazon. I'm looking for it now, and I'm glad that I just thought to search for it because um, I was going to just try to get with the old one I had, which it didn't collect water very well anymore because of the shape of it. Because of the shape of it, and now I have hello. I now have a new diverter on its way for my garden, and I got to tell you, I'm happy about it. Let me see, diverter. Well, I guess I could show you a diverter kit, but I really would like to find my account, and I don't know how to do it on this phone. Um, good evening, hello. Let's see, Crete Walker, and let's see, I just called you back. I said, okay, all right. I'm just somebody called me, and I can't interrupt the show to answer the phone for them when I had you on hold for almost a week. I can't do that. And here's what it is: a diverter. For those who might not know what a diverter is, a diverter is a device that ties into your gutter, and it'll fill up your rain barrels. And when the rain barrels are full, it'll divert it back to come out the normal way that water comes down um, your downspout uh, from your gutters. So eliminating the way that mosquitoes get into um, your rain barrel. Some people cut the top out of a rain barrel and let the water run right straight into it. And when they fill up, it just runs over the side and into the foundation of your property. But you don't want that to happen. Uh, all right, what's good? What's good, family? There. All right. Hello, how you doing? All right. Growing with Jay. All right, there we go. People are chiming in. Um, but I got to tell you, when I discovered this particular device, it allows you to cut a small round hole in the gutter. I know that's not very popular to do that to your gutters, but You put it in there and you hook it up, and I'm telling you like this, um, the rain barrels fill up in no time at all. The rain barrels. And when you put this device into the rain barrel, all the water runs into the rain barrel, and that allows you to have a full uh, how many barrels you have. It'll fill them up, and when it fills them up, you'll have water for your plants all summer long. And each time it rains, it'll fill up your rain barrels again. You don't have to touch them after that. All you have to do is um, I build the the uh, the manifold piping with PVC, and created a well. I got videos up. You could actually see some of my videos. Let me see if I could show you what my rain barrels look like. They are incredible. I do not waste money, and I do not waste money in buying water for my garden. Now, let me just say that water for your garden. Another reason why I don't like using water from my house, from the city municipals, I don't like using them, is because when you use that water, it has chemicals in it that will kill the biology in your soil. So the biology replenishes itself, but you much rather have healthy soil to grow your plants with the proper amount of biology in it, is my point. Rainwater does not kill the biology necessarily in your soil. You want the biology to live. Um, Now, you use the rainwater, and it also uh, has certain chemicals in it that helps your plants grow better. So I'd much rather use rainwater. And I think that if you have the rain barrel system in your garden, you just have that much more to, number one, save money on cost of watering your garden, and also to um, have a situation where you do also have um, a situation where you're getting the proper type of water to your garden, and you want to do that. Ba, 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 da, ba. And that's all I'm saying. A long story short is, you want to. I'm trying to find this here, but I'm gonna go in from this side here, and I love it because when I use rainwater, uh, I'm on top of the world. But I got to get it back working the way I wanted to, because when that diverter valve ran out and stopped working, I lost um, a lot of uh, opportunities to use it, and it definitely caused problems with cost. And I don't like to spend money on the rain water situation, because water is here in Maryland is getting more expensive, and it also is a situation where you're not getting the right kind of water. That's what I hate about this device here. I've been looking and looking and looking and looking. Well, I guess I could show you from this video here. See, I even use it sometimes to the water system I have. I actually use it sometimes uh, to wash my car. You can see me washing my car with the water from the rain barrel system. Um, and the pump is getting weak because of the simple fact that it's an older pump now. I could buy another pump, but I'm not gonna do that. I bought 100 psi pump and had it for like 7 years, and now it's getting weaker. So you're seeing a weaker stream from it, but it still does the job. And you can see how I'm going over the car and I'm washing the car, and it's it's uh it's just water I had left over, and I said, let me go ahead and wash the car with the rain barrel system. It's 12-volt battery, a 12-volt pump that I built into it. You don't have to do all of that, but that's just something I wanted, and I put it back in there to replenish my water and my soap, as you can see there. And I'm cut it off because I think I'm gonna walk over to the rain barrel system in just a second. So water is important for a garden, and there we go, walking over to the system right there. There's a pump inside of a container from Walmart, about $4, and there's the two barrels I bought for about $10. And then once I did that, I go back to the. I guess that's it. So, um, water, water essential to your garden, and if you want to sometimes grow better crops, is to water properly. It's very important. I learned that if you water and then not water, and then it even cause tomatoes to have blossom and rot. You can look that up if you have any problems with that situation. And you can also have um, a situation where your peppers and tomatoes and corn and everything else grows extremely slow when you don't water. Because see, what I didn't understand years ago is that when you water properly, we're talking about watering properly. Um, you also are feeding at the same time. You're feeding your plant, and because plants eat through liquid. They eat liquid nutrients in a sense. Um, and if you don't water, they're not eating, and at the same time, they're not being hydrated. At the same time, you can kind of wrap your head around that. They must be. They're like a baby. You can put powdered milk in a bowl and try to give it to the baby. Won't be able to eat it. Add water to it, and the baby can now drink it. It's the same process with a plant. If any of you understand what I'm saying, they can now drink it. Now they also get hydrated from the uh, the liquid form, uh, and they also get their daily required nutrients, which is the milk that's been added to the water. But plants, without the water, watering properly, checking the ground and make sure that it has the proper amount of moisture there to water the plants. Now, in my location, I have clay soil, um, and it's usually high in nutrients. But if you don't wet the soil down some, and on top of the soil where you have most of your nutrients, which is from compost, um, when it rains down inside the ground around the roots, it absolutely fertilizes your soil for the plant. Um, and when you want to use compost, you want to also make sure that you mulch around your plants. Mulching around the plants. I used to hear that word mulch. What do they mean by mulch? It's the type of plant organic matter that you put around the top of your plant, whether it be grass clippings or whether it be wood chips. And there's a number of other things you can use, hay, straw. Um, and when you put this around your plant, it keeps the ground uh, moist. And that moistness keeps the ground temperatures also regulated. And those temperatures are important. When it starts getting scorching hot outside, when you start looking at 99 degrees, 95 degrees, plants have sometimes have a difficult time depending on the plant. So you want to keep the ground regulated as far as temperature is concerned. When it cools down at night, it still maintains some of the warmth of the day. When it's in the hottest point of the day, it keeps the ground from getting super hot. Um, and that's what you want to do. So take care of your plants by watering properly, whether it be once a week, whether it be twice a week, depending on your location, depending on the type of plant, depending on what's the weather like in your area. When was the last time it actually rained good? You want to make sure that you have proper watering. Most plants have difficulty with issue with the Gardner overwatering or underwatering. So once you nail that down and get that correct, you will have more of an abundance of produce or fruit if you get the watering correct. Yeah, yeah, it's just knowledge that over 20 some odd years of gardening I have acquired, and I love it because I used to make those mistakes. Oh, it looks like it need water, and I water. And oh, I might the ground looks dry on top, water, and it's not what's going on. You need to stick your finger in the soil up to that knuckle, and if it's moist, you go, okay, that's moist. I don't need to water this. I don't need to water this. They also have certain tools that you can stick in the ground that could little gauges that you can use to inexpensive gauges that you can use to test the moisture in the soil, but it's not as accurate as your finger. It's just not as accurate. And once you get the moisture down, and you say, wait a minute, I'm learning that when I water a good watering um, and I leave my garden, it usually stays water for up to a week. Okay, now I know how to water my garden. And a lot of times, what people use is a counting method, depending on the type of soil they have and how much water is coming out of the hose. They can hold it there and water the garden for, let's say, a count of 15 at one plant. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then go to the next plant and so forth. So that gives you uh, some kind of knowledge of where you're supposed to be watering your plant, how much. Some people do it at count of 7, depending on the plant, count of 7 or count of 15. Some plants do not tolerate having wet roots. So you gotta find out what type of soil you have, whether it be sandy, loam, or whether it be clay soil. Clay soil, as I said earlier, will stay moist longer. Sandy soil will stay moist at a shorter period of time. So you want to make sure that you are doing it correctly with the type of plant and the type of soil that you have. That's important. Oh my goodness, I'm talking you good people's ear off. Sorry about that. I just love it, when it comes to gardening. Oh, I'm glad to see that you're enjoying the show. Thank you. Yeah, I try to impart as much information as I can. But the most important thing this year, focus on this year, is your watering, and and try, good people, not to keep spending more and more and more and more money on your garden. Don't do that. It's just not necessary to go out and buy uh, because the bag says super fertilizer, it grows anything. Come on, that stuff is hype. Fertilizer is is dead plant matter, dead plant matter, and it feeds your plants. Plants eat other plants. It's that simple. Plants also eat anything that's organic that goes back to the soil, whether it be a dead bird that hit the ground or whether it be um, insects that die, live and die. You know. Oh my goodness. I'm not an expert on that. But what I can tell you is that one thing you can do is make sure that your plants are healthy, and that can help you with. I think what you have here is grubs. Let's see, getting rid of. Okay, yeah, grubs. Make sure that the plants stay healthy. They will survive a lot better if they stay healthy. Now, another thing is that when plants become either stressed out over lack of water, lack of food, lack of their own stability to survive, um, they send out a signal, and that signal signals the cleanup crew to come in. That's what bugs are. They're the cleanup crew, and they get a strong message to come and take care of that particular plant or plants, to eat them down to the stub, down to the root, and another plant will eventually take the place of that plant that's struggling. Um, and that's why sometimes you have issues with bugs in your garden, is because your plants are sending out a signal to come and eat me. I'm not doing well. I'm not eating right. I'm not drinking the right amount of water. So I want this to be ended, and it just sends out a signal. So what you want to do is, first of all, find out as much you can about your plant, and when you find out much you can about the plant, then find out what your plant may be lacking, and get that plant back up and running and get it strong. And a lot of times the bugs will just leave it alone. Now, um, I'm not going to tell you to go the chemical way and go buy because they have a ton of stuff at uh, Home Depot and Lowe's, and I think they might have it at some Walmarts that can help you eliminate the bugs. But go out on a regular basis and check your plant. Look under the leaves, look on top of the leaves, um, and try to get the plant some help. And also keep researching, because there are many other sources of information out there that might be able to shed some more light on it. But I do know that when I would have bugs just in large numbers eating up a plant, I could come in and find out what that plant needs are, give it what it needs, and get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then once it gets stronger, the bugs will just automatically leave it alone, because it's no longer sending out the signal that it's stressed. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I'm glad you liked the show. Um, Pennies and a dollar will take care of themselves. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And while you're growing your own food and growing more healthier food, you're doing a great service to yourself. You're doing a great service. I go in the stores, I cannot buy those expensive plants that they have in there. I just can't do it. I just can't. I got to shop around and see if I can find a better deal, as opposed to just going, oh my God, look at these blueberries, and they're almost $30 a plant. I cannot do that. And then sleep at night. I need to go out and look for the same type of plant, and it may be a little smaller in bulk, but all I need to do is grow it out, and I'll do that. Hmm. Now let's see what I got here. I'm just looking around. Um, Let's see. I went in on my property and because a lot of my items are still dormant, so I cut some pieces off of my grapevine about that long, and I stuck them all in a pot that I had laying around. I just stuck them in there, so I'll grow some more grapevines from those cuttings. Um, you can do the same thing on your own. You don't, and they really grow pretty fast when you get them started up and running. So I'll do that because um, the the plants will grow incredible. Um, and the more grapes I have, the better off I am. That's how I kind of view that. All of the plants today are expensive, all of them. But you want to find the best deal you can. Let's see. I'm looking at the temperature outside, which this is the temperature here down that little box. You can't see it, but it's 46 degrees. Um, and I always just kind of keep track of that because I want to know when my nighttime temperature start hitting 50 degrees. Plus, I'm way overdue. I should already been done started my plants, but um, I just haven't started them yet. I just haven't. I'll get it to them this week though. Okay. Let's see. God, there's this good seeds. I don't want to tell you where I get mine at. Sometimes I go on eBay, but you can't gauge how long the person had the seeds, how old the seeds are, and that will tell you a lot about. But I go on there, I look for things like how many happy customers has this person, um, what are the ratings that they're giving this person, and how long probably they've been selling me seeds. And I'll go there because I don't need a lot of seeds. I just need enough to just have the genetics. Then I'll grow and grow and grow. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. I used to grow spineless okra, and I had all these seeds in a pack, and I have no idea where they are. I try to retrace my steps, and I still don't know where the seeds are. But it was hundreds of them that I got off of buying a pack of 25. And now, I got to start all over again, but I'll get my seed stock back up. And when I get, um, I also purchased 30 seeds. They were like $2 and something. I didn't want to do that. But I want the burgundy okra to be part of my stock. So what I did, because they grow faster, I bought the burgundy okra seeds, and I simply, I'm going to grow the okra and then let some go to maturity, and that will be my new stock of burgundy. Um, and the only thing about it is getting to it before they drop, because once they turn brown, you got to watch them because you can come to work the following day and find that they all already dropped on the ground, and you can't really retrieve them because birds will eat them, and there'll be some left, but birds will eat the majority of them because birds are really great at finding seeds. They don't have a problem with it. They can find seeds. Um, so yeah, and I have one pack of okra that's spineless that I've had for years, and I'm going to take those out, get some started, and that will be my new spineless okra stock. Um, Again, when you buy seeds, uh, it's it's a plus to buy heirloom seeds because you can regrow them and grow the same plant. Hybrids are great for certain traits that they give the seed, when they create this particular blend, uh, for lack of a better word, um, and you want to make certain that when you get that blend, that you're getting a plant that will survive in your location, or that will produce heavily, things like that. But I like to have the heirlooms because I can save the seeds, because seeds are going to become more valuable as time goes on. Seeds are going to become more valuable. They're not just like they were before, where you can just and remember that when you save seeds, they become familiar with your location, genetics in your soil. The and the other thing is that the way that you cared for the seed, these seeds adjust, and when they make these adjustments, they will grow for you a lot better the following year, and then even better the year after that. They will grow because everything about your soil and the way you cared for them, you're actually producing stronger seeds because they'll be attuned to that particular location. If that makes any sense. But again, on the suggestions, I would. There's so many ways to. Oh, thank thank you. Um, I love it. But I just always do one thing when it comes to gardening, is really keep it simple, because it is simple. There are lots of videos out there that people some are trying to help, and then you got some that I think it's very interesting, some of the videos where this guy or this lady, they know everything there is to know about this particular plant. And when I hear that, I go, uh-oh, because I know we all don't know everything there is to know about these plants. These plants, just one single type plant could take you years to absolutely understand totally about that plant. You'll never understand totally about it. It's like a human being, a doctor is still learning things that happen with the human body, things that happen. He goes, I did not know uh, that this could happen to this woman's leg. What happened? Because it 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 does. The body is incredible. Plants are absolutely incredible. Plants don't need us. We need them in order to survive. They help us with replenishing oxygen in the air. They help us give us nutrients to survive. They feed the meat animals that we eat, whether it be on land or in the sea. In order for them to survive, so we can eat them, we need plants. And when you get rid of uh, plant strands that take, like for instance, I'll give you an example. I used to view weeds as a absolute nuisance, a problem. I used to view weeds as a something that made growing food horrible. And now my whole opinion about that has completely changed. Weeds can be used. I actually did some videos on weeds being used, and you will never look at weeds again the same way. I cut them down. I bought it. I actually bought um, a lawnmower. Well, yeah, I have one I ride, and I have one that's a bag on the back of the lawnmower. And I go through and I cut all these the grass with the weeds. I cut it, and then I take those clippings and I put them around the base of the plant that I want to grow. It not only feeds the plant, it keeps the soil temperature regulated, it keeps the soil moist, and it also, did I mention that it adds nutrients, food, if you will, to the plant that you're trying to grow? And it's all free. It's all free. No one that run these fertilizer companies, whether it be Black Cow or whether it be what's this other one called Grow Soil, Grow. It's a fertilizer and all in one. Because when you buy these type of fertilizers, you're buying farm waste basically, and the the things that the cows eat or that's put in their food, you will not get that information from them. I have called on a number of occasions and asked for that information and could not get it because they can't regulate, if you will, that all of these cows do not get chemicals, in my opinion, because I've asked, hey, can you tell me, are any of the cows' food medicated? Any of the cows' food, anything added to it that later could wind up in my system? And no one could answer that. No one would return my call. No one. So at any rate, um, I just wanted to get that information. That's all. I'm not saying that they put anything bad in there or anything of that nature. But if I don't know what's in there, then I don't keep buying it. I used to buy it. I don't buy it anymore. Um, and uh, the only person I could speak to from the company was a salesperson that stayed in touch with me and that sort of thing. And he watched my videos to make sure that the right message was getting out concerning their product. Um, but now I look at it and I said, wait a minute. Only thing I'm saying is this: I was unable to get anything in writing, anything verbally that says, no, these cows are eating just natural. It's no way we're putting cows' feces in a bag that could have been. No, these cows are. We're collecting their waste and we're mixing it with um, other items. The information is not there. And if you ever go and you look around, there are people on the internet that said, "Oh, it's the greatest stuff in the world. It's the greatest stuff." Cow manure has been around forever, and the only difference is some companies put it in a bag. And the other difference is that if you go back 50, 60 years ago, they didn't add as much chemicals to um, cattle raising as they do today, because their job is to make certain that they deliver a product. And a lot of them use certain pharmaceuticals when they raise these cows in close quarters. Hello from WV Stanley Williams. Hello, how you doing? He came in at the end of it where I'm almost getting ready to close out, but I do appreciate you coming in. Everybody got to remember to subscribe to my channel, because once you do, you get that message. It says when I go online, you bing, it pops up. The Morning Gardner is online, and I've got to say that uh, I will not tell you anything that I don't know. I will not say, "Oh yeah, this works like this." I won't do that because I know how that feels, for somebody to set you back by giving out information that they're not sure of. That's not good when you do people like that. And if you put in there, I like this little disclaimer that I hear some people do when they do their videos. They'll say, "This is the way I do it." Now I appreciate that, because when they say this is the way okra grows and okra must be grown like this and it must be grown, no, Don't do that. This is how I grow it. And that's how they should do it. This is how I grow it, because it leaves you in a state of mind that, oh, that's how he does it, or that's how she does it. Doesn't mean necessarily I have to do it in this manner. I just have to learn what I can from them, and then move on and actually uh, get more information on that particular item or plant. Yeah, because the name of the game is make sure that your plants eat properly and make sure that they're watered properly. And don't, if you can find a way to do it. I've already found a way. I do not dig in my soil. I don't dig in my soil. I used to do that years ago. I don't dig in my soil. Digging in your soil tears up the communities that the biology creates in your soil. And when you do this, it really sets your soil back every year when you go in there. Some people, you see them, and some people still till. Some people still till their soil. Um, and all that digging is really, I mean, it really is quite stressful to, but some people like to go by what they've seen in the books and that sort of thing, and have a really neat garden that's really neat, and everything is. Uh, Listen, the weeds that are in your ground collect all kinds of sugars, and they send it out through their roots. Amazing enough, weeds are there to repair soil. That's why you never see soil that's barren. If soil is barren, it's either really sick or it's dead in that location. You want your, so you plant top on potatoes and onions. So you plant on top. I plant on top. I plant on top. I plant on top. Everything is planted on top. I have a fruit tree that's planted on top. And that was an experiment I did. It's an apple tree, and let me tell you what the apple tree did. I simply set the apple tree on top of the soil, and I mound up compost around the apple tree. The apple tree not only rooted very fast, and it locked in, and it's in the soil now. Years later, it produced faster than all the other trees on my location. It produced faster. The apples were sweet. The apples were plentiful, and I said, "Wow!" On top, potatoes. I've done potatoes where I just simply laid them on the ground and covered them with leaves. And I covered them with leaves, and they produce potatoes. And that's how I do it. I cannot go back to digging. I've tried it. Um, uh, it rips soil up. And if there is a hole put in soil, I'll give you a good example. Um, oh, thank you. Uh, See that hole there? That's enough for me to slide a plant in. That's a potato. Excuse me. That's a um, what they call it, whether it be a pepper plant or whether it be a tomato plant. That's it. I do not go and dig all through my soil to turn all that over and everything. It's a lot of hard work. I see people do it. I see people moving compost piles back and forward and back, and I cannot do that again. I've done it, and I've done it to the point of almost completely exhausting myself, and said to myself, there got to be an easier way. All I want, God, please, is I just want to grow some food. It's hot out here. It's so hot, and I'm out here with this this shovel and this fork, and I'm out here. God, it's so hot. I said, wait a minute, what? Maybe if I got up early in the morning, and it's so early in the morning during the summertime that it start turning daylight um, by 5:30. So I got to get up early and water everything, and then whatever got to be planted, I got to get all that dug up, and before you know it, you're digging, and it's already starting to get hot. and you said, oh my goodness, I got to finish this before it gets hot because they said today it's going to be close to 100 degrees and I got to get this done. These plants got to go in the ground. Oh my goodness. And I just stopped doing all that. I just stopped. I go out there like that, just enough for my little hand spade to go plant in, cover, put mulch around, put if I want to put a little bit of organic fertilizer around it. And the only reason why I do that is because I own so much of it. I go to the stores and I get it. And see, whenever other people are uh, going out getting fertilizer in the height of the gardening season is the worst time in the world to buy garden supplies. Worst time in the world. There's no flexibility around the price. They have low on stock of things, and then you're buying freshly processed stuff that's come in that's not even ready to be used in the garden, like the compost is and the manures. All that stuff is just thrown in a bag real quick, and you got it, and then people mix it in their soil and wonder why their nitrogen is dropping in the soil because they put in there that things that need to break down and it robs nitrogen in your soil. It just robs it. Here's what I do. Dead of winter. Go out there. My target is Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. And I go look at the bags. I see a bag that was once $7 marked down to $1.50, marked down to $2. Stay with me now. And I look at that and I go, shh, quietly. Go through the store, get a cart, come back here and pull every single item off of that shelf. Pull everything off that shelf. These bags were going for $7 a piece, and now they're $2 each. You shove them all into your cart, and you put them somewhere where mice and rats and all that can't get to them because they will eat this stuff. So you ain't do nothing but buy food for them. So what you do is you put it in up on a high shelf that's made of metal. It's hard for them to climb that stuff. Um, and so you're only getting it because now keep in mind, you don't need this stuff because you can get this, you can make your own fertilizer from weeds and grass clippings. You can make your own fertilizer from leaves. You can make your own fertilizer. You don't need to go buy this stuff. This is just for people that says got some disposable uh, what they call it, disposable income. That says, I don't care about this $20, $30. I don't care about this. I'm just going to get it. Maybe my neighbor next door could use it, or maybe I could sell a couple bags of this and redeem my money back plus. So that's my take on that. I have shelves and shelves and shelves of this stuff. Shelves of it. $2 bags, $1.50 bag, 98-cent bags that were once $6 bags. And the reason why they're being sold like that is because they changed the design on the bag for that next year it's coming in. So they're dumping everything that was on the shelf. And Walmart's notorious for that, and so is Home Depot. Dead of winter. Dead of winters when you can buy that stuff. You don't have to. Another thing I like to get from my pellet stove. This stuff here. These are which is ashes from the stove, and I think you can see that. Let me see here. That's ashes. Those are ashes from my pellet stove. You can add that to your compost. You can add it, sprinkle it on your ground. It's another type of fertilizer that after you used the wood chips or you use firewood in your fireplace, you can use this in your garden. That's it. And that's how that works, folks. And this is what I'm growing this year. It's going to be one of the pride and joy on my property. These are expensive. Anyone can tell me what it is. And if you don't, in a few minutes, I'll tell you anyway. That, can you see it? That's it, ginger. That's what it is. And these are some poor pieces. But what I did, I got them, I soaked them to rehydrate them overnight. And then when I rehydrated them, I take them and put them right in a bucket of a potting mix and to store it for spring growth to get them ready to grow. And they're ready to grow because they'll start developing more of a root system on them, getting ready to punch out and getting ready to move. And the ginger um, is uh, an expensive item. It's healthy as hell for you. Um, and some stores sell them for $4 a pound. I'm lucky I went to an Asian store, and you can simply just Google that in your location, and they just sell this stuff all day. And they sell it for where I'm at. They sell it for a pretty good price. Not it's not too expensive. And then I go ahead and get that. I turn around and take the pieces that I have, which I think I bought about 10 pounds of it this year, the most I've ever purchased to grow. Um, and once I get the ginger growing, I'll get a lot of ginger out of that. A lot of ginger. I got containers to put in. I like to grow it in containers for some reason. I guess it's because I started growing it out, growing it in containers. And so what I'm going to do is make it do what it do, growing ginger and lots of it. And then I'm going to take and save some of it to regrow next year. I found out when I bought about this much, two of them size of two pieces that size, and I remember them being very expensive when I didn't know about the Asian stores, and they were just two pieces, and I paid $1.25 for them two little pieces. When I started growing it, one year I grew a good amount. Next year was even better, and next year was obviously even better. Hello, how you doing, Miss Sue Miller? I was getting ready to close out in a few minutes, but I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you for that. Um, and what I did was I got a great situation where um, I grew so much of it from them pieces to where I started weighing what I grew on a scale. Coming from this, two pieces like that, to actually putting what I grow on a scale. So you can grow quite a bit of it with starting out. You don't have to buy $10 worth like I did or anything. You just grow what your pocket can afford to put into the seed. I call it my seed stock. And then go ahead and just make sure that it stays hydrated, make sure that it stays fertilized, and growing them in a sunny location or partial sun. Keep an eye on the plant. And when they die back, when they start turning brown near the fall, the plant should have adequate amounts of ginger root underneath of it. And that's ginger. Not hard to grow at all. Just try to put it in really healthy soil. And that's it. Oh my goodness. And I look at the time. Almost time for me to head on, folks. Get ready for work tonight. But I said I want to sneak in here and put together a show for you, and I'm glad I did. Some people came in the room and they took notes, and some commented, getting information, and I appreciate that. But it's a beautiful thing to garden, and it relaxes your nerves so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And oh my goodness, I actually tried to stay away from the gardening store today, and did. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I went by the store, but every time it's just a turn off when I see those prices, and they're not kidding about it. They want that $69 for that fruit tree, and fruit trees. They know you. They know why you're buying them. They know you ain't buying it because the apple tree look pretty, or that you want to cut it and trim it and make it neat. Nope. They know that's for food, and they get you on that end. They say, as food get more expensive and filled with more chemicals, we're going to sell this stuff, and we're going to become rich in stores like Walmart uh, uh, and Lowe's and Home Depot. Got that stuff marked up. Got that stuff marked up. You should see what they're bringing into the stores. I'm gonna make this quick. Um, they're coming in the stores with plants. This is how fast they're making stuff. You know how they put them in them little slim boxes, where the slim boxes that they put them in, where they, they twist tie the plastic, and that plant is sticking up through the plastic, and sometimes it's about that long or whatever, something like that. Now they're not. They they have something not even sticking up through the plastic. There is no plant sticking up through the plastic. I bought one so small, and I remember it had no leaves on it. But I said, wait a minute, this particular plant is a good deal because it's a kiwi plant. They're selling a kiwi plant at, let me get it right, it's at Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot. It's a kiwi plant that doesn't require a male and a female. It's self-fertilizing. You got to look for no self. Uh, I can't think of the word right now, but in other words, self fruitful. It doesn't need a male and a female plant. Because at one time they were selling those in the store. You need a male, you need a female. Now this one plant will do to produce fruit on its own. It's like $10. Didn't want to do that, but I bought it anyway because I just wanted genetics. Now once I get the genetics started, I guarantee you, I get every dime back plus for that plant. Every dime plus for that $110 I spent, because they're easy to grow more plants from that plant. And these plants produce the sweetest berry sized kiwis that have so much vitamin C in them. Uh, they it definitely dwarfs what you can get from an orange. And you eat it, and it's sweet, and it's healthy, and that's what you want. Fresh fruit and also vegetables. So that being said, um, the plant, all you have to do is make sure that it has information on the back, what zones it grow best in. That's there. It also has a warranty on it for 1 year, so you can't lose by getting kiwi if you have room for it. Um, like I said, in a sunny location. So keep that in mind. Kiwi, grapes, um, and then I have a ton of uh, trees on my property, and I'm also taking out some trees. Some trees that never produced, they got to go because they've been there like 5, 6 years and never produced anything. And the reason why they haven't, because they send out the wrong trees, and you can't find a mate for them because uh, you kind of like, well, do I want to keep messing with this tree? And I had two trees that supposed to be cherry trees. Now, a cherry tree, um, I have one, two, two that are doing extremely well, and they put out. These other two are some type of tree. They're big and strong trees. They're healthy trees because what I fed them with wood chips around the base and left it at that. 6 inches away from the trunk, about 2 to 3 inches deep around the base. Thank you so much, good people. You have a great day, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you.